and Lagos Housewife. She's known as Lagos Housewife.
Yes.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
It actually was from my husband.
Okay.
He was the one that came up with I wanted something that would reflect what I do. Right from when I was a child, I always used to say that I will not walk outside my home. As in, in fact, when we met and when he started discussing marriage, I told him, I said, I'm not going to walk outside the home. So if you know you're not cool with that, let's hope we go outside. And I started posting up school lunch pictures and all that. And someone reached out to me and was like, oh, how do I come up with this food? How do I come up with everything? Can I draw up a timetable for her? So I drew up a 2 weeks timetable, and my husband was like, why not make it 1 month and write out all your recipes? You know the way we believers can be sometimes. How can God allow this to happen to me? Oh, I serve you. Why would this happen to me? And I was so angry with God, and I refused to take my drugs. He must heal me. He has no choice because I deserve it. That's entitlement. When you are doing all the wrong things and all that. And I went into a diabetic coma. Yes. How? I wasn't taking my drugs. And I was still eating recklessly because I was like, God must heal me. I was still eating recklessly. He said, I have healed you. He said, but if that healing manifests right now, you will kill yourself within 2 years.
Because you go back to your old ways.
Exactly. Yeah, and he gave me a time. He said you will kill yourself within 2 years. And that was, I wanted to be healed so I could continue eating the things I loved eating, which were extremely unhealthy. So he didn't let that manifest. He taught me a healthy eating till my mindset changed, till I started loving my body enough to want to preserve it. It wasn't till I started taking care of my health that I started realizing I was hardly going 1 month without having one respiratory issue or the other. I could not go up a staircase without panting. I was always having malaria.
So when you said your favorite meal was pounded yam, I started thinking, what are we going to do? Because I then realized something, that you actually love gadgets.
Yes.
Yeah, so kitchen gadgets, everything kitchen gadgets. I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make your pounded yam with a processor.
A processor, yes.
So now I was praying for inspiration. I said, what do? We can't be pounding.
No.
How are we going to go about this now? Oh, God help us. And the idea just came down, you got a processor. Why don't you just use a processor?
I was even already said the volunteer thinking, say I should even bring my swallow maker.
Can you imagine? And so far so good. We're going to do that. We're going to do it like that. So we're making egusi soup.
Yes.
With
soup.
Yes, with pounded yam.
Yes.
So it's your favorite meal we are making.
Yes,
even though, but what's your favorite soup though?
Funny enough, I don't have a favorite soup.
Okay.
Yes, but I just.
But the main.
Yeah.
The
main ones, I love egusi. It's very versatile.
Okay.
Anything. I love eforiro.
Okay.
And then my husband got me to love groundnut soup.
Okay.
He's from Edo State.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mrs. Rayo.
Hi.
Hi. And Lagos Housewife. She's known as Lagos Housewife. Welcome. Thank you so much. So, how did the name Lagos Housewife come about?
It actually was from my husband.
Okay.
He was the one that came up with I wanted something that would reflect what I do.
Yeah.
Because right from when I was a child, I always used to say that I will not walk outside my home.
Okay.
It's as in, in fact, when we met and when he started discussing marriage, I told him, I said, I'm not going to walk outside the home. So if you know you're not cool with that, let's hope we go outside. Our separate ways.
Are you serious? So that was your...
Yes.
Everybody has their own policy. Wow. And it's worked out for you. It's worked out.
Yes.
And, and God has always been there, being, with you along the way, all the way. Wow, so that's how it came.
Was there.
So you were just doing, you said, okay, so how did you come up with, I want to know how you came up with the name.
Well, initially we were doing like a website design online and everything. And then my son started school and I started posting up his school lunch pictures and all that. And someone reached out to me and was like, oh, how do I come up with this food? How do I come up with everything? Can I draw up a timetable for her? So I drew up a 2 weeks timetable, and my husband was like, why not make it 1 month and write out all your recipes? I was like, what? That would be too much. He said, do it. So I did it. As at that time, I was baking from home.
Okay.
So it wasn't even, but
So
it's not every time you have orders.
Yes.
So days I don't have orders, I post the school lunch. That was how.
okay.
So I just decided to write it, and that was how the school lunch menu came about. And when it just blew and everybody was buying it, my husband was like, "Oh, he's a business person." It was like, "Oh, we need a brand name for this.
Yeah.
You can't just like go on like this. It has to be separate from your baking business. This is like," and we were just thinking, and he just said, "What you do, Lagos Housewife?"
Can you imagine?
I was like, "Okay, I like the name." Then it came to time to register. And they were like, "Oh no, it's not allowed to use the name.
You can't use Lagos.
To use Lagos
and even housewife is even too generic."
By then, almost everybody already knew the name Lagos
Housewife.
I went to God and was like, "God, you have to do something. You have to do something." And the next thing, 2 weeks later, I got the registration.
Are you?
Yes, so it's
that
registered.
Was
that
wow.
was good.
That was good. That was really good. Wow. And another, and also, so Lagos Housewife came about. What year was that?
That was 10 years ago.
10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago.
Exactly
Wow.
10 years
And it's just like, it's actually just like Organic Dorothy. Organic Dorothy came, I would say, 2015. I think it was 2014. No, it was even earlier than that. It was 2014 December or so. And we're just thinking, what are we going to do? We need to advocate, and the name came. It was like, oh, you love everything organic. You're working with organic people. Oh, Organic Dorothy, and that was how it stuck. And it's also exactly 10 years. Funny enough.
Wow.
So and then sorry, I need to kind of come into your face. And so it's been 10 years, and how's the journey been so far?
Ooh, it has been a lot of discovery. That's the word I'll use for it. Discovering where this is going, and majorly just following God's lead. Because there are so many things like I wanted to do, and somehow I'll start it will not pan out, it will not this and all that. And I remember one time when someone was asking, I think that was when I started having clarity. Someone was asking me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a food blogger." And immediately the Holy Spirit told me, "You are not.
You are not a food blogger."
Instantly, if I was so stern about it, you are not. Don't ever call yourself that. Not as if being a food blogger is not good, but he was telling me that's not what he has called me to be in this. So that was just it.
And so what did God call you to be? That's the next question I'll ask.
When I first started posting up the school lunch and all that, of course I didn't know much about healthy eating then.
Yes.
I was just cooking for my son because as a toddler he had serious food allergies, so I was very particular about his food. He had shellfish allergy, he had nuts allergies, and so I was extremely careful about his food. So because of that, I was always the only one who used to make his food and all that. And then I started experimenting. That was how the school lunch came about. But then I knew nothing about healthy eating. I could eat anything and everything and all that. And then I got diagnosed with diabetes.
Ooh.
Yes. And it was, the way we believers can be sometimes. How can God allow this to happen to me? Oh, I serve you. Why would this happen to me? And I was so angry with God, and I refused to take my drugs. I was like, "He must heal me. He has no choice because I deserve it." Yeah, that's entitlement. When you are doing all the wrong things and all that. And I went to take diabetic coma.
What?
Yes. How? I wasn't taking my drugs, and I was still eating recklessly because I was like, God must heal me. I was still eating recklessly. And then one day, I couldn't get up from the bed.
Ooh.
My husband rushed me to the hospital, and that was the last thing I remembered till 4 days later.
Wow.
And I'd gone into a coma, but somehow God preserved me and everything, saved my organs, because he was telling me, he said when they tested my blood sugar, the machine wasn't even reading anything. It was just doing boom, 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 boom. It had gone way beyond what the machine could read. So anyway, I woke up and then recovery was hard. It was difficult. I practically could not take 4 steps without having to sit down and all that. So my parents, diabetes used to run in my family. My dad was diabetic. Oh, by the way, I love you. My grandma used to make iru.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I learned how to make it from her and everything. And it's one of my favorites. I just pack it and eat like that.
Imagine. It is. Iru is so good. When I stopped using bouillon cubes, one of the main ingredients I used was iru. Now, with iru, I could blend it in to the pepper. I could what else I used to do with it? I used to do a lot of things with iru.
Yes.
But funny enough, I didn't like dried iru. I always preferred fresh.
Yes.
And I was using crayfish for a while, but I was always reacting to crayfish. My body would I'll just have inflammation. What's going on? Why is my body reacting this way? So, and then at a point, when I realized that it was a crayfish, I stopped. I just stopped it. And I noticed that
the inflammation.
So if we go out and we eat something that is put crayfish in, my body will know. My body would know.
Funny enough, I'm not a fan of crayfish. Not because I react, but I'm just not a fan.
Imagine. And another thing was that we now found out later that there were many people who actually had, I don't know if I should call it allergic reaction or intolerance to crayfish.
Yeah.
Because, crayfish is very interesting. It's a bottom feeder.
Yeah.
And so it takes in all the toxins, from the sea at the bottom, just like catfish to crayfish. And so what you're actually ingesting is, now I'm sure people are going to say all sorts. But it flavors our food. Okay, I think we all have our opinions about it because it's good for food flavoring. But one major issue that some people do have, who have health issues or have allergies, is that it took them a long time to realize that crayfish, they actually did react to crayfish.
My auntie, she had severe reactions, but we didn't know what it was. She tried so many things. You know how we found out it was crayfish? She traveled, and where she stayed, her friends she stayed with, they don't eat crayfish, and all her allergies just stopped.
Imagine.
That was when she was like, is it crayfish?
Is it crayfish?
So when she came back home, she tried crayfish again.
It started, and everything started. Yes.
That was how we knew.
That was how I knew also. That was how I knew. And you can just imagine, it's everybody's body is different. Everybody's body, especially if you have health issues. I will always advise that there's some foods that you should not go near in any way. And because you obviously don't want your body to be inflamed all the time. And now going back to the Bible, we have Old Testament, New Testament. Paul was saying everything is good. We know that scripture. Then
not everything is expedient.
Yes. But then in Old Testament, if you remember that God obviously gave the law to Moses.
Yeah.
And there was one part where he said pigs.
Yes.
And what people scientifically, pigs have a lot of parasites in there.
They do.
It's actually one of the number one animal in the world that whether you kill it, cook it, grill it, anyhow you want to, it's parasites.
Yes.
And so you can imagine pork, bacon, amounts of parasites. So, and then what's happening now is that we now have a lot of people who are having what you call either I'll call it parasitic infections, H. pylori, it's rampant, different ailments, and one thing they've had to address is parasites. And so I wanted you to just talk about what does God's word, Old Testament, do you think it still applies now? Because there's also the New Testament, where the Bible was talking about, Paul was talking about, it's like, yes, you can eat it. But I think that was also his opinion. I think that was his opinion, but let me hear from you.
I think I personally believe if God created it and gave it
Yes.
to you
Yes.
as food,
Yes.
it's healthy. But I also believe he leaves wisdom
Yes.
to us. Because there's one thing I always tell people, that when I was healing from diabetes,
Yes.
one of the things I avoided was yam.
Okay.
Because it used to spike.
Yes, because it had a lot of carbohydrates.
Yes, and he used to spike it. And I said, does that mean yam is not healthy?
Mm.
No, but I understood my body. So it was something I avoided, despite how much I love it and everything. And now, even though I eat it now, I'm always being careful with the things I eat it with. And I don't take a big quantity. You understand? Of course, I have my blood sugar under control, perfect control now, and everything with wisdom. But at the same time, I will not say, oh, I can now take everything. Honey is healthy.
Honey is very healthy. But it will.
You understand? So it's yesterday I posted a picture where I said one of the things I learned how to eat from my dad was yam and honey. I said, but see, you combine the two.
Inflammation, oh, inflammation.
You're looking for trouble.
Yes,
and all that.
yes.
So that's what I believe, that it's wisdom. There is wisdom, and everybody's body reacts differently to things. I was telling someone, I said one of the things I tolerated pretty well, even with my blood sugar reading, was rice.
Okay.
My dad could not tolerate it at all. His own body could not tolerate it. As in, if he takes rice, spike instantly. So I said, learn your body. And there are things the Holy Spirit has told me, stop eating. It's not about whether I created them and they are healthy. He told me straight up, don't eat it. You get. So those are things we need to know. Wisdom.
Yes.
Wisdom. And the truth of the matter is, we cannot just interpret the Bible plain like that. That's why we need the Holy Spirit to help us with the interpretation.
Yes.
So that's what I believe.
I always had this saying, when people call asking questions, can I eat this? And I want to eat that, but I'm starting this journey. And I just say to them, because I also learned over time how my body works. And I said, everybody's body is different. Everybody's body is different. So, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
Things that you couldn't take when you were in your 30s.
Yes.
And then you're now in your 40s, or you could take when you were in your 30s, 20s. You eat anything and you still be as slim as and then you get and then you get to your late 30s or your 40s, and your body can't even tolerate it. And it's just because everybody's body is different. So you have to do or eat what works for your body.
Yes.
And that's where you're saying the Holy Spirit is there to guide us.
Yeah.
Many of us, it took us a while to realize that we needed that guidance.
Yes.
We were doing things on our own without realizing that you actually did need God on the journey of wellness. Or you can't be on that journey as a Christian and you are just what are you doing?
That's just it. Recently, just what you were mentioning about age. Recently, I found that my body can't tolerate cow milk anymore.
Wow.
And I'm even talking of raw cow milk and as in whole milk. My body can't tolerate it again. And I was like, no, I like milk.
There might even be a reason behind that, because with cow milk, there's been this thing going on in the country where the cows are given antibiotics, and so your body then builds up antibiotic resistance. Then your gut starts to there are issues will start popping up in your gut because it can actually feel it or detect those chemicals in the milk. So what then happens is that obviously your body can take it.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised. You might travel to another country now. And they give you raw milk and you're fine.
I just discovered that anytime I take it now,
You're
get
bloated.
so bloated and nauseous. Very nauseous. Now like, oh God, what's going on?
It might be how they farm the cow. We don't know. There's so many things we don't know.
Yes.
So many things we don't know. and that's what we have at the moment. It's very hard to find grass-fed. We can give them different names and labels: grass-fed or natural, organic, cows or goats or sheep, but yeah, if it doesn't work for your body,
yes,
remove it.
Just
And there was a question I wanted to ask you. So you, on this journey now, how did you now, the question is, how did you now discover, okay, you discovered healthy eating through diabetes.
Yes.
So God started speaking to you during that journey.
Yes.
You don't have the diabetes anymore.
No.
It's gone. And it took like how long?
It was long. In fact, when I was praying for healing, the Lord told me something. He said, I have healed you. He said, but if that healing manifests right now, you will kill yourself within 2 years.
Because you go back to your old ways.
Exactly.
Ah.
And he gave me a time. He said, you will kill yourself within 2 years. And that was the truth. Because I wanted to be healed so I could continue eating the things I loved eating, which were extremely unhealthy. So he didn't let that manifest. He taught me a healthy eating till my mindset changed, till I started loving my body enough to want to preserve it, till I started thinking of the fact that Jesus was whipped for this body.
Yes.
The least I can do is honor him with it, you understand? So it's till I got to a point where those former things no more interested me. That
so
was
it's
when,
like it's left to be shaken off. Yeah.
Yes.
In Yoruba will say kò jẹ́ lójúmọ́.
Exactly.
Kò jẹ́ lójúmọ́. So it's like you're going through the crucible, you've gone through fire.
Yes.
Malachi 3:3. You've been through that fire and he's now purified you like gold and silver. So what then happens is that you now see all those things and you're like, what's this? You see all those junk food when you go out. You're not even
at all.
Because you know what you went through. You know the pain you went through.
Exactly. It doesn't even interest me. And then, I learned, I educated myself, and I was horrified at the things I was putting in my body. And I was like, see, these are the things we are eating. One thing I learned to do was to eat labels. And I love what someone said. He said, why does food need label? He said, why? Yam is yam. Rice is rice.
I know.
As in, fermented food is fermented food.
Yeah, well, we have to list the whatever is inside.
Exactly. So why does
salt, E29, eat this, sodium benzoate. Yes. Should we start? Should we start? When you go to the shops or the stores and you, and I see people picking, and I'm like,
thank you. That's the way I feel now in supermarkets. What are you packing?
I went the other day with my niece and she was looking at me like, why is this woman reading labels? I said, you don't understand. We were reading it. I said, what is this one? Okay, I know you want to eat this. Okay, let's read it. One ingredient, good. Two ingredients.
I was giving someone an example. I said I wanted to buy canned chickpeas just for on days when I don't have the time to cook the raw chickpea. I carried chickpea and I was lifting something, this one something. I said, what does chickpeas need that? All it needs is chickpeas and water, or at the most chickpeas, salt and water. Finish.
Correct.
I was telling my girls how my husband used to cook. He make okra, he make groundnut soup, they've never seen him. Never. They're not like, Daddy, how come you don't cook again? He said, my wife is Lagos Housewife. So
I don't need to cook.
Why does he need to cook? I said, I
don't need to cook. And it's just very interesting. You have spouses that they have different food preferences.
Yes.
Like for instance, my husband can't eat meat that we just cook like that or chicken.
Yeah.
We have to grill it.
Oh.
Or else it starts to feel.
Yes.
And then he said, it was when he married me, he now became particular about certain foods, like, which farm did this one come from? Where did you buy this? And it's good, to be very honest.
Yes.
He said, unlike before, you just go to any shop, buy anything. It's not my business. But now he has to, he calls you, said, Dorothy, where did you buy this from? Which farmer?
Yes.
We didn't grow this now. Yes, sir, we didn't grow it. I said, okay.
My husband now is like, we need a farm. We need to be doing our own things. We can't just be buying things anywhere. We can't just be this one, that one. He's now so particular about the things we eat. You go to you say, can you imagine? Do you remember that biscuit I used to buy for you now? I just saw it and I was reading it and it has 15 ingredients. 15! That's what we used to eat. Can you imagine?
So you can imagine what you should do to your body. And that's where fasting now comes in.
Yes.
Because what fasting does is, one thing I've realized is that one reason why some people are, like my husband for instance, is hardly sick is because in between all the, oh, I'm eating this, I have to go out, I have to eat that, the man likes to fast. And it's really helped. It's really helped him. There was a time he said he fasted for 10 days. It was on day 5. He knew he had emptied out his bowels, and then he now started feeling the effect of the fast. And he said his mouth was smelling, so he knew that the toxins, the amount of stuff coming out. He said, so this is how then Jesus and all these people were fasting,
I belong to
praying.
a fasting group on Facebook. And these are not even believers. They are people who fast for health. They are not believers. I'm talking of full atheists. But they've discovered the health benefits of fasting. They fast. You see them, they'll say they are on their 15th day fasting. And you see some, they'll go 3 days, then they'll drink water.
Yes.
Then they'll continue 3
again,
days,
yes.
then drink water. But all this one, no food, no this thing. And I'll be like, I will tell believers to fast, and they'll be like, it's not just...
that day, gone, you're already smelling amala from afar. As you've not even reached 12-hour fast. You've not reached 12 hours, oh. You pass, that's when you make mistake of passing one neighbor's house, and then there's food, and then you go to a shop and you see somebody eating. Yeah, I'm hungry, oh.
There was
I can start again tomorrow.
There was one time someone gave me one herbal this thing. I've forgotten the name. It was just normal herbs and everything, leaves. You could see the leaves, and she was like, that it will help with my gut and everything. Do you know, when I started taking it, what I noticed was that if I belch, the belch smells of alcohol.
Fermentation.
As in, and I would literally be feeling in my stomach, and I'll just belch out and it will smell. And I was like, why is my breath smelling of fermentation and everything? But you know, after that, one thing I noticed was the normal regular purgings that I normally purge, that become like a norm. It stopped. It stopped. And I was like, so what was in my gut? You know, when the Bible says He has given us everything that pertains to life and godliness, He really has. Nature has everything.
Yes, nature has everything. Nature does have everything. Now, if you read the Bible, it talks about, I've given you honey.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't say, I've given you sugar. Obviously, honey contains sugar, but I think we understand what we're saying here, right? Sugar in terms of processed sugar.
Yes, processed sugar.
You know, it didn't say I've given you biscuits that. So, God mentioned all the foods. So we had barley.
Yes.
We had wheat. We had oil, olive oil. We had fresh fruits, vegetables. We can go grapes. But if you notice, all of them were all whole foods.
Whole foods.
There was nothing processed.
Yes.
That was what God created for us, to eat, to nourish our body. Because He also knew the type of bodies He had created. He knew the function. God, how can God just create you and you don't even know?
Exactly.
In every tiny blood vessel, every tiny part of our body, every organ, everything, He created everything for a reason. And they all work hand in hand.
Yes.
So when you now go and eat something that would disrupt your immune system, what happens?
It will.
Sickness, disease, in the long term, even medium term. Now it's now short term because of the way the world is.
Yes. So too many things. There are too many things trying to kill us right now.
Yes.
No, it's true. There are too many things trying to kill us right now. Even the air we breathe, everything, and I'll be like, so many things. What you can do for yourself is don't be one of the people trying to kill yourself.
Correct.
As in, And I
Correct.
was telling someone, the person was like, how many things can we control? I said, I almost fell into that habit too, of being paranoid about everything. I said, but one thing the Lord taught me is, see, I've given you a good mind. And I've given people knowledge, understanding. They've learned these things, you can learn from them. And then you also have the good minds to decipher things and all that. He said, but don't become paranoid. Because there's no amount of protection you protect yourself that you can protect yourself 100%. He said, trust me, but the things I reveal to you, obey them. Don't say God is protecting you and then you are still going to be taking.
Yes, and that is where my people perish for the lack of knowledge. But there's also another one. My people perish, they have the knowledge. They are given the knowledge, but they do not want to
apply. You might as well,
because there's also been, I don't know, I should call it prideful, being stubborn.
Yes.
We are like, how can you tell me to change my lifestyle? So especially for like elder people sometimes, or even people who are sick, or or even just anybody. I've had an uncle where he was very sick. He had cancer, and they gave him a meal that was suitable for what was going on with him. He threw it away. He said, "What is this? I can't be eating this baby food." And they said, "But this is what you need to eat now." No. Uncle loved this beer. Beer was number one. All those semeren, all those foods, he loved them. And so you can imagine he was now so sick that they had to change his diet, and he said no way. And I remember I came across a lot of elderly people, even my late mom, same thing. Mommy, don't eat this. No, how can you tell me that? Because it's something that they've been used to for decades. Yes. You're not telling them
that was my dad.
Stop eating this, or stop eating this particular sausage. How
the day
can
before
you tell
my dad
me?
died, he was still taking me now.
Imagine.
Someone that had been diabetic for over 40 years.
Was still taking minerals
every day. If I tell him, he'll say, it's not much. I've reduced it.
Imagine. Wow. So what happened? How did he?
Funny enough, it wasn't with the diabetes. He had a prostate surgery.
Okay. Complication. Oh.
But he was 80.
He lived long though.
He was 80.
He lived long.
I just told him, I said, God was merciful.
Yes, God was really merciful.
Really merciful.
God was really merciful.
My dad was extremely disciplined with food. It wasn't as if he used to take alcohol or this thing, but when you say sweet tooth, oh my God, that was.
Because for me, I think there was I remember last year, because there were a lot of things going on then, and I was telling somebody, I said, I would rather, do the right thing and ensure that as I get older, I'm enjoying my old age. The Bible was talking about Moses. His eyes did not dim. Nothing happened to Moses. He was walking straight.
Yes.
But God still took him. I said, so imagine I'm now living this unhealthy lifestyle and I'm still not able to enjoy. You turn 50, you turn 60, and all you are just doing is going to hospital, taking drugs, arthritis, diabetes. You're treating all sorts. Cancer, ulcerative colitis, you name it.
Yes.
I rather want to be pain-free than be pain.
I told someone, I said, I've been unhealthy and now I'm healthy. I said, believe me, I know the difference and I know which one I want. I said, the funny thing is, it wasn't just a matter of diabetes. Diabetes was like the wake-up call.
It was a wake-up call.
But it wasn't till I started taking care of my health that I started realizing I was hardly going 1 month without having one respiratory issue or the other. I could not go up a staircase without panting. I was always having malaria. In fact,
your immune system was really low.
Yes, it was really bad. And I thought that was normal, that it's normal, it's just the body. But it wasn't until I started getting healthy that I realized, no, I've been unhealthy a long time. I just didn't know it. It's so amazing. As in, someone with kata will just walk past me. I know I will have it. It was that bad. And now, 2 days ago, I was just looking and I was like, recently, everybody in my neighborhood, you know, this very bad cough that
Yes, that went round.
Went round and everything. And I mean, I was even like hugging people and everything, and I didn't have it. Nothing. Then last year, everybody around me had Apollo. What do they have? I didn't have it. And I was telling my husband, I said, I know what it means to be healthy now. I am healthy. As in, my immune system is strong. We traveled to Abeokuta for my son's birthday last year. And I climbed the Olumo rock, not with the staircase. I chose to do the mountain climbing.
Yes.
And if you see the way I was climbing and I went to, and even the people that followed me, they were panting and I was just okay and I was fine. That day I posted about it. I said, God has been so good to me. I said, I'm healthy. I said, me that will climb staircase and I'll be like,
you'll be gasping for breath.
I said, see me jumping from rock to rock, and I came down and I wasn't even breathing.
You were not even struggling at all. And for me, one thing as a Christian, one thing I've come to realize over time is the guide to wellness or the guide to good health is in the Bible.
Yes.
Everything. I'm not talking about the influencers, bloggers, influencers. I don't even know what. There are many names now. I'm talking about the guide to healthy living. Not only healthy living, actually your life.
Your life, yes.
Everything is in the Bible. It's just that many of us don't read our Bibles.
Yes. I call the Bible the manual for life. It's just the manual.
It's a manual. It's a manual. And the thing is, I remember when I started having health issues. One of the things that some people that preach from what they said is that you need to go back to your Bible. I was like, I don't understand. They said God says go to the Word. I didn't understand. It took me years to understand what they were saying. And then another thing that happened was I remember a group of pastors came round. They gathered around me, and they said, we are going to pray for Dorothy, for God to heal her. God is a healer. And I was like, okay, pray for me. I've been going through that because I was frustrated.
Yeah.
They all prayed for me. Another group prayed for me. Another one prayed for me. Nothing. Yeah, and I think a year later, I was now back, or 2 years later, I was now back in Nigeria. And I sat down and I was in pain. I remember I had inflammation, so I had blocked sinus, everything. I was just in pain. And I sat on the floor and I was crying. I said, God, you can't do this to me. Why? Heal me. I'll be crying out to you for you to heal me. And I just heard that whisper. Just as I told Paul, I'm telling you now, my grace is sufficient for you. Okaro, sorry. When you can't do this one. So you can't do this one though. You need to heal me. He said, no. You're going through the fire. You're going through this because I have things to teach you.
Yes.
That was when the journey began. All that we're doing, we want to eat anything and think our body will just take it. It didn't flow. It took a while for me to understand what could work, just like what you were saying with my body.
Yes.
And it's funny enough, it was not that God could not heal me instantly,
yes,
but it was teaching me something. And that's why I like that Malachi 3:3. Because it takes you through that fire to purify you like the sons of Levi. That's what it means. And that's what I felt I was going through, because I needed to learn what real health, wellness, what it meant according to the word of God.
Yes.
He gave us olive oil. Then why are we using all those other oils? I won't mention names. Why are we using things that were created by artificial things?
Yes.
Not natural. So artificial things created by man, and we consume it and expect that it will do something. Where there's that pleasure, because some of them, we don't know what kind of ingredients they put there. They are like kind of pleasure. They give you this pleasure. After that, I am like, you're still doing the same thing.
You'll be like, no, okay. In fact, my full name is Trion. You say, no, Trion, Motin try gun sing, Motin try gun.
Nah, lie.
That would be like, Daddy has a carton of, those drinks in his bedroom right now. He will take 2 at night. He say it's just for bed and everything. No, they say, "So reduce it."
So we're talking about your mom.
Yes, she was hypertensive for a long time. I think it came with pregnancy.
Okay.
And it never left. So all her life she had been on medication, and it had affected her heart. Her heart was weak. In fact, we didn't know till after she died that they had recommended a heart transplant for her. But she said no, and she refused to tell us.
Wow.
And of course, it was between her and her doctor, so he really couldn't tell us.
And she didn't tell anybody.
She didn't tell anybody. But God, after she was told she needed a heart transplant, she still lived 7 more years.
Ooh.
She died at 70, and I think she really wanted to go. She was tired because by then she got so tired. Sometimes, she'll just pack her medicine and you see like 12 in the morning, 14 in the evening. She'll just look and look and look and look. She'll sit down. We'll just be like, "Mommy, Mommy." She was tired. So she did her 70th. The funny thing was, every single one of us children, we dreamt she died on her 70th birthday. That was the Holy Spirit trying to prepare us. But of course, we came together and we prayed. We didn't tell her. We prayed. Oh no, she was not going to die. Person that had already made up her mind. Because she died in April. The December before then, when I went home for Christmas, I was already married. She kept talking about when I finally see Jesus. When I finally see Jesus. That was all she kept.
Cue.
You understand? And then, without him, it was her 70th birthday. Everything was fine. We dreamt she died on her 70th. So when 70th birthday came
and everything was fine.
Everything was fine.
Hey,
we're like, yay, God has fun.
The day after.
She woke up the following day and she could not stand up. And we're like, what happened? She was fine. Wanted to rush her to the hospital. She was like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. She said, I'm ready to see Jesus. I don't want to go to the hospital. But of course, we forced her to go. And and when she got to the hospital, they tested her and they said, right there as she is, she's having multiple strokes. One after the other, it was happening repeatedly, multiple strokes. So the doctor was like, we're going to have to put her in a coma to protect her brain to do this. So they put her in a medically induced coma.
And that was it. She slipped away.
She slipped away. My brother was actually, no, don't put her in that coma. I said, you put her, she won't wake up. They were like, we need to protect her brain. This thing is going on.
Or else it could be worse. Or else she could turn into a vegetative state.
We need to protect her brain. Because my brother was like, someone who is a believer, who is saying, I want to see Jesus. You want to put her in a medical, and she will go. And she left. So, but
and it feels like she went on holiday, right?
Yeah.
And exactly. Said, Mumbo, Jesus.
Exactly. But my siblings, there's something they always say now. They'll say, if Ryo had known then what she knows about,
yes, we would have been able to.
She will still be alive.
Yes, because also I'm sure mommy would not
she was disciplined, but she didn't know the things.
That's what I'm saying. So there's that side of you're disciplined, you're not disciplined.
Yes.
You approach a person who is not disciplined and say you need to change your lifestyle. Why would you say that? What do you want to eat? There's no food then. How can I? I'm like, no, there's food. You can have this, but it's just that you will not put this, and this. No way. I can't do that one. You want me to eat rabbit food?
My dad, when by the time he even turned around like 75 and everything, and we're like, Daddy, this thing you are eating is not healthy. He said,
at this age, if I die,
if I die now, will anybody say they killed me? Have I not done enough? Say your mother that I didn't even reach my age, she's gone.
She's gone.
So you'll be like, I'll say, no, but you should live well. I'm living well, thank you. This is what makes me to live well.
We had a cousin like that, my mom's cousin, who Baba would when we visit him, every time we visited him, like almost every weekend, he always had a bottle of beer by his side, and he was a heavy smoker. Papa, don't do this. We'll preach. Let me. What is it at this age? Is it now? Let me giant me. Do you know he lived to, I think, almost 90 something?
Yeah.
We were like, how?
My elder sister, I have one elder sister and 3 younger brothers. My elder sister last year, she fell into a coma. That was someone that, you know, when they say, like my dad, doesn't take her health seriously, you tell her not to eat this, you say, leave it, Janet. That's why she's much older than, she's 6 years older than I am. So, in fact, it was just prayers that brought her back, because she went, not, it, both her blood pressure and her blood sugar and everything, when they took her to the hospital, the first 2 hospitals rejected her because she wasn't even breathing again. She wasn't even breathing again. So they took her to Gwagwalada. She's in Abuja. They took her to Gwagwalada and everything. Wow. My youngest brother, who's also very health conscious, was with her. He didn't even tell us because he wanted us to be praying, but he wanted us to be praying with faith. So he could not even tell us the full extent of what was going on, that they rejected her, no bread, no pulse, no nothing. He just called me, he said, be praying. He said, Toyin is in a bad position. She's in a bad position. I started praying. God, I called my pastor, I called everybody, and all I was just saying, mercy, Father, mercy, Father, mercy, Father. And see, God is powerful. Oh Lord, God is powerful, and is merciful. They finally accepted her in Gwagwalada Hospital. They were able to resuscitate her, put her on life support, put her on oxygen and all that. She was in a coma. You know, 1 a.m. that night, my brother called me that she's on her feet.
Thank you, Lord.
You
know, God can be so merciful too when it comes to our health.
Yes.
That, okay, you know what? I know you messed up, but I'm going to heal you.
I'm going to give you another chance.
I'll give you another chance.
That's what we all told us.
Yes.
And she too. You know, and the funny thing was, my brother kept on recording everything. So she had the
evidence.
She saw evidence. It kind of jarred her, you understand? It really jarred her. So, well, long recovery and all that. So once she was discharged, I told my brother, I said, put her on a plane, send her to Lagos. Send her.
And she sent to her. That's what you call mini retreat plus recovery, retreat, everything.
Every herbal knowledge, every Bible knowledge, everything and all that. She stayed with me 3 months.
And she got her health back.
Completely.
Everything.
You know, by the time she went back to Abuja, and her doctor tested her, he took her off all medicine. Yes. She's not on any medical.
Because that is the aim, to anybody who is on any kind of medication, to get you off that medication, no matter what ailment it is, to get you off, for your body to be healed.
Yes.
If you have to fast, if you have to change your diet, if you just to get you off that medication.
Now, no bouillon cube. She doesn't take bouillon cube. No minerals. She doesn't
drink beer. She's a big advocate, but she had to go through that.
She had to go through that. But her first son was telling me, said, what did you do to mom? I said,
now we are talking.
Now she's the one that she'll be telling them. She'll say, you're still taking this. Hey, did you see what happened to me? Said, you know, that time your auntie used to tell me, I didn't used to listen. No, if I would have died just like that. Sometimes we have to go through this.
No, we do. Even though, you know, those things that move around, all those small, nothing. And they came in droves to buy. And I said, yay. I put my hand on my head. I said, this is what people are eating in the market. People go to the market. How much ugu? This one is so expensive. And all we are looking at is the price. Now, as consumers, we look at the price. But for them, they're also looking at the price and the quality of the ugu. Yes. And the quality has to do with, it has to have a certain color. So I don't care if you use chemical.
Attractive.
Yes. And I say, yay. This is how we are killing people.
If animals and insects are going to run away from a food, you have no business eating that thing.
You have
no business eating
at all. No business at all. No business at all. At all. But that's the world we're living in now. So we're living in a time where, you know, like there was only something I watched that they were talking about vaccines in food. You know, they're going to. I said, what is this? What's going on? So as Christians, as awareness we need more awareness on how can you.
My neighbor bought beans recently. And she was calling me, she was saying, do I want to also buy the beans that see how fine it is? And I was looking at the beans and it was like each size was precisely the same size. Everything perfect. And how is
And there was no that kokoro,
no kokoro, no nothing, no hole, no nothing. Everything perfectly formed, like the same size.
Sniper is being used.
It's even beyond sniper. How can all the beans be the same size? I mean, something grown naturally. You will get the beans that is this color, this one bigger, this one smaller.
Yes, one is brown, one is light brown,
exactly.
one is yes.
It looks like something you should put
so
in show
perfect.
glass. Exactly.
So perfect.
And
so
she was like, it's so fine. I said, no, I don't eat fine beans.
Or fine food. No. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the, I actually call all those things food fraud. When we deceive people and make people think that food has to, you go to a certain place, they've already sprayed sniper or whatever on the food. So you go there, you buy, you don't know. I almost died of beans poisoning. I'd not eaten beans in like over maybe 8 months because I had a certain source I buy beans from, and it's grown naturally. So I said, and that was the time that they were talking about sniper beans. So I went to the market. I think we're just passing by. Okay, let's just buy some beans. So we bought some beans, and I remember the reason why I bought the beans was like, there's cocoa on top. We don't know. The women were strategic. What they did was they took the one that had cocoa on top of the sniper one. So I bought these beans, got home. My husband wasn't feeling too well, and I decided to make moi moi for Oga. So I soaked the beans, made the moi moi. He didn't even eat. He had maybe like 3 spoons. So I sat down with the moi moi. I'm really set to ate the whole moi moi. By 3 o'clock midnight, I was gasping for breath. I was like, I first thought, my sinus is just blocked. And then by 6, 7, I couldn't breathe. So the husband that wasn't feeling too well carried me. Oh yeah, hospital, yeah. We ran to the hospital. And I remember they gave me this nebulizer or something. They were trying to get me to breathe. I remember that day I flung it to the end of the other side. And I was like, I said I can't breathe. They're giving me like this thing is irritating my nostrils. And they stabilized me. Do you know it took me a whole month to recover.
Wow.
My the phlegm, everything was yellow for a whole month. It was poisoning. So I remember that time, 3 o'clock, when I saw what was going on. I remember I took what you call activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is very good for poisoning, everything.
Yes.
So, because I just said, whatever is going on here, let me just take activated charcoal. So when I got to the hospital and the doctor asked me that, so why, you look okay, you now look better, that this thing entered your bloodstream. And I said, well, I took activated charcoal. I was just talking to him, I said, I took activated charcoal. He said, you took activated charcoal. Then he said again, you took activated, how did you know about it? I said, I've known about it for ages. So we take it. He said, God saved you. That activated charcoal saved you. I would have died because beans, these women, this is food fraud. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
They took these beans from somewhere, put it on top of the sniper beans that had no kokoro, and they came to the beans is good though.
Last year, I can't remember. I think it was kind of like a program or something. So they shared beans. They shared beans like a paint. They just gave it out and everything. And so someone packed for me and was like, take this one down. I said, thank you. I took it home. So normally, when I get home, I'll put my hand in the beans to check it out and everything. So I checked it and all that. And I was like, they should just put it down. Tomorrow, I'll sort it out. It had the peel. It had everything. It looked okay. Thank God. The hand I put inside started stinging me. And it started peeling.
What? Immediately?
By that night, it started. And I showed my husband, I said, this is the hand I put into the base. My husband carried the base, took it out. I was not like, what did they put in that beans? Just putting your hand in beans, bringing it up, then like, okay, it looks good, it looks okay.
But it starts to sting you. You know, that same thing happened to me with, what they call that fish again? Is it they call it panla? That one that, there are two types of panla. There is the one that is imported.
Yeah.
Not the one that is local.
Yeah, not the one
that one that is hard, that smells. Panla. I don't eat panla till today because of those experiences I've had. Small panla, boil it, okay, let's cook obe or whatever it is. By the next day, inflammation, nostrils blocked, everything. In short, I'm not okay for the next 2-3 days because of panla. So I then later on found out, I think it was on social media, that they were also using the same medium to preserve it. I said, so when are we going to? Because if you look at panla, when you boil panla, you see a lot of ants and stuff coming up. Yes, because it's fresh, it's fish. Yes. I said, when are we going to stop? Because what we don't realize is that whatever we are doing to these foods is going into our bodies. That's why there's a high incidence of liver disease and kidney disease, and then the body is not able to process it toxins out. So
there was one chicken too I bought in the market. Normally I don't buy frozen chicken. I buy whole chicken and everything. I was just like, okay, let me buy whole chicken. I bought it. It's not what do they call it? This broiler. It's not broiler. It's not I don't buy broiler. And then I started boiling it, and the whole house started smelling medicinal. Like medicine,
and the antibiotics.
There was like hospital smell, and there was this coating of white foam on top of it.
It's the antibiotics that are giving the chickens. The hormones, the antibiotics.
My husband doesn't joke with things like that. I was just like, babe, can you smell it? He said, what did I say? Where did you get it? I said, man, you just carry the whole pot. He said, don't even use the pot again.
I love your husband. He doesn't waste time. He just carry, let me just throw this thing away. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't want to die. I don't want to be sick. Let me just carry the whole pot. You just carry the whole pot out. And it's that's where the awareness needs to be raised, that it's not just about food being cheap or food being I'm buying 100 kg for 20 naira. There's more to it. There is more to it, and may God just really help us.
Exactly. I grew up with a grandmother who was a caterer. So It's okay. I can't finish.
Yes. I want to I'm doing what you call food styling, presentation, something. Let's make it look good. Okay, I'll press it like this. Okay. You use your hand. Yes. Okay, let's wash your hand. Okay, wash your hand actually. Yeah. Jesus, go back.
One thing about having a favorite food is that you become an expert on that food, because you would have eaten it in so many different places.
Yes.
Everywhere pounded yam thumbs up. You can be sure I'll be there. And this is lovely. I love egusi. I love it. It goes with every kind of swallow. There are some swallows that it's draw soup. Yes. There are some swallows that is there, but egusi just goes with everything.
It goes with everything. Yes, it does.
Delicious. I love the natural taste. If you think food cannot be sweet without bouillon cubes, I'm telling you, you are missing.
So now, like this, just only has what they call it, locust beans and ogiri. That's it, with salt. That's it. So it's doable. That's what you call your whole foods, your natural foods that you can use in cooking. So thank you everyone for joining Kitchen Conversations today. We'll see you next time. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.